Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
I went online to become a private detective. It was a private detective school online, and I paid online. I never heard from them again. I thought to myself, I either got ripped off, or this is my first case. This is a journalistic podcast, Shannon. We vaccinate our listeners with answers. And I'm going to keep lip-syncing the important questions until TikTok gives me a show. Shannon, how can the moon landing be real if the moon itself is fake?
That's not true, Mike.
Oh, isn't it true, Shannon? You're fake. You're a hologram.
1 in 5 New Yorkers are food insecure. What's your solution for that, Mike?
Fortune cookie. Because that's food and advice at the same time. Shannon, at least have the decency to backstab me, okay? You stab me in the front every time. Some fans can't watch the podcast because they're triggered by our sexuality. And message to those fans, we will leak a sex tape right into your mouth.
This is Mike Vecchione Investigates.
And you're not better than me. Welcome to another episode of Mike Vecchione Investigates. You guys are the reason we're here. You're not better than me, though. None of you are better than me. You're on your high horses thinking that you are better than me. And this podcast is partially to investigate, partially to inform, partially to entertain, but also partially to bring you back down to earth. A lot of you are on your high horses, and we have to humble you a little bit, which is the point of this podcast. It's the way I was raised. It's the way I'm raising you guys. Being that I don't have any of my own kids, I just have subscribers, which is the new having kids. So I believe in discipline, and you guys know that, and that's why you join me on the live YouTube stream, and also you will download, you will subscribe, and you will tell a friend. I'm into brainwashing now, Shannon. I talk to the fans and rhythmic in an algorithm so that they become brainwashed.
It's nicer than yelling at them.
It's talking down to them in a tone that's a rhymey so that it gets in their small brains so that they function and they do what I say. And you will do what I say. You will not delay. You will do what I say. It helps to rhyme stuff. Shannon, I don't know if you've done affirmations.
Yeah.
Week 7 of the baby formula shortage. No one is talking about it but us. Everybody's Roe, Wade, Roe versus it. People are picking sides. We are still caught up in the baby formula. If you do happen to, by a miracle, have a baby, you will not have any baby formula, and we are stuck on this one, and we are not leaving it until it's solved. Week 7. And we will follow this right to the womb, dare I say. Joining us, I have to bring in a fantastic comic. He has a great reputation. I've met him in passing, but I've never seen his comedy, all honesty. But I've heard great things. There's kind of a buzz in the comedic community. And this guy has good buzz about him. It's always high-level buzz. And you got to get your ear to the street. And my ear is always to the street. And this kid's name just keeps coming up as a rising star in our business. And I'm happy to have him here. Brian Six, thank you for joining us.
Hey, how are you, buddy? Thank you.
Come from Philadelphia.
I did.
City of brotherly love.
Yeah.
And you made the move. Have you moved?
Not fully yet.
Not formally.
No.
You still going to vote in Pennsylvania as a swing state?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're still out of Philadelphia. Where do you live in Philadelphia? I used to live there. Our fans know.
I live over by Drexel University.
Okay. Is that west?
Mantua. Technically, yeah, I would call it west. So
I would call it West Philly too.
that's like 33rd. So it's like
since the Will Smith thing, are you apprehensive to say West Philadelphia now? Do you not?
No.
Has it cast a shadow over that region of town?
No, I don't think anybody cared in Philly. I think the rest of the world
because
did.
Philly is so violent, it just no one even noticed. No one bats an eye at that kind of thing.
No,
you guys are violent. Defend yourself. You're violent.
I'm not going to defend myself. We are 100% violent.
Yes.
It's one of the worst years we've had, and I can't even tell you the murder rate. The murder rate is unreal on that.
And what's your mindset? Just karate? Karate?
I walk with a scowl.
Yeah.
It's so far it's helped me.
Yeah.
But I do get worried. Somebody's going to pull my card one night. I know it.
And then what happens? Jiu-jitsu, which is a form of karate, but on your back.
Yeah, I might just freak out, just yell. Like,
right.
You're like, spazzy kid.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. That sets people back when you yell.
I thought I was getting followed the other night walking home. I walked by 30th Street Station. It's a lot of homeless activity out there.
Right.
And I was walking by, and this guy immediately gets on my back, and I was walking, and I was like, oh, this dude, come on. It's like 2 a.m. So I make the right to go into 30th Street. And when I go in, there's 2 cops, and they said the station was actually closed for cleaning for an hour.
Right.
And when I turned around, the guy who was behind me, he was really, he was just going in to use the bathroom as well, and super gay.
Yeah.
So when the cop was like, sorry, guys, I was like, guys. And I turned around, and he was standing right behind me, and I was like, I'm not with him. They're like, what? I was like, damn.
So you were afraid for a second.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you got caught into a
it looked
Lady
like
Gaga
me and him
says
were going in.
Yeah, like a bad romance.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga. And it looked like you were an alternative lifestyle guy for a second. And then but if you were being chased by him and then you run into the cops, do you just prolong the conversation with the cops and start talking about, who the Eagles, how are they going to be this year?
Yeah.
Just in case this guy is coming.
Yeah, you mentioned sports. If you mention the Eagles, the cops love you. They'll shoot anybody for you.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's really what we're looking for, at least in Philadelphia.
Absolutely.
So late at night, you're walking. What about bear spray? Do you have that at all?
I was going to use it.
Could knock down a bear. Could probably knock down
an animal. No, this guy.
Well, he's a bear too, probably because of the gay community. Thick thighs,
big beard, little shorts.
Right.
So it could have used there.
Yeah. Or he could have probably broke into Hamilton or another one of the musicals that the alternative lifestyles love. The alternative lifestyles. They're called alternative lifestyles. That's the way we're saying it now, with all due respect, because it was just pride. It was just pride, and as a result, I flew in yesterday and couldn't get a cab. Thanks a lot, Natalie.
Yeah.
Your people took all the cabs. I guess you have the right to take all the cabs.
I told them to do that, actually.
Yeah.
I heard that you needed a cab.
Yeah. It's really terrible. How about you come out in a bus or something instead of a cab, or something that people who just flew across the country need to take, Natalie? Talk to your people at the next meeting.
I agree. I will. I'll put in a word for you.
And stop telling them to follow Brian late at night.
Well, I'm not in charge of Philly, so that's somebody else's jurisdiction.
That's somebody's at the meeting, at the national convention.
Yeah. I'll tell them.
What's your favorite musical, Natalie?
Me?
Yeah. Because gays are into musicals. At least that was the stereotype when I was growing up.
Yeah.
Wow, really gay choice. Rent.
Okay. Because yours went up?
Yep. That's also true.
They should change the name of that to that musical to Price Gouge. Okay, so Rent. Mine is Sweeney Todd. Actually,
That's a
I
great
like a
one,
working
too.
man who gets put in jail against his will because someone stole his wife, the constable, and then he comes back and he's got revenge on his mind, but still running a business. I love it. Brian, favorite musical?
I've only seen one. My mom's really into musicals, but I really like the original version of Guys and Dolls with Sinatra and Brando.
All right. Very cool. I thought you were going to go West Side Story.
No, I was going to go R. Kelly in the Closet. It's pretty good.
Is that
It holds up.
That is a musical, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he get a raw deal?
What did he get?
I don't know what he got.
He's in jail, right?
He's in jail.
Okay.
He's singing in jail.
Yeah.
What's the R. Kelly update? We've been so bogged down with baby formula articles that we forgot R. Kelly.
Oh, I don't know if he's been sentenced yet. It says it's been 9 months since Chicago born.
And 9 months is the exact age of a baby that doesn't have formula.
Sorry, I jumped on it. Yeah, he hasn't been sentenced yet.
Okay. Well, he's waiting, but soon he'll be with Jared, probably.
Yeah.
From Subway. And that's probably an eclectic cell block. Do you
That
think?
could be a good musical.
Yeah. That actually could be a good musical.
Yeah.
Now, Brian, I started at the Laugh House in Philly. It was probably long gone.
It was when I started, it was like the last year and a half of the Laugh House.
Okay, so you went to the Laugh House.
Oh, yeah.
Though.
Yeah. That was one of my first open mics.
Okay, and how was it?
Loud. Very loud.
Right.
Yeah. But it was good. I met some friends that I still have today there, which is great.
Philly produces a lot of talent, and I have to take issue with Boston right now because Boston is like, we have the most. But the crews that are coming out of Philly now, ever since even before me, the Big J's, the Kurt Metzgers, the Kevin Harts, and then my crew with me and DeRosa, and then the crews after that, like they just keep sending talent up. What is that a testament to?
I don't know. I think with us, it was like a bigger crew. Like you guys, I know, like your kind of class of comics that are coming up. It just happened to be a good amount. I think there was just more comics down there at the time.
Right.
Like when me and, with Gillis and McCusker and everybody.
Right.
And kind of just came out.
More clubs, a bunch of new clubs.
No, actually,
opened.
I mean, at one point, we didn't even, we only had one. We only had Helium at one point because when the Laugh House closed, I think Punchline was just being built.
Right.
So then it was just Helium, and now it's both of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Being built by union labor, probably in Philadelphia. It's a huge union, corrupt mafia
Is my
town.
face that red? Good Lord.
Now, Brian, you took transportation to get here. It betrayed you.
That's why my face is so red.
Right. And why were you what happened with the train schedule?
Nothing.
We're pretty prompt on this podcast.
Yeah, and every time I take the train, not every time, but Amtrak recently is just, they screw me every time.
Yeah.
I hate it. And they don't say anything. I wish they would just give me an email or something that I could ignore.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it goes right to junk, probably.
Yeah, which it is, but at the same time, they made an effort.
Right.
Jeez.
We're looking for some kind of an effort here from you, Amtrak. I mean, you guys are basically the Greyhound of trains. So you get here, you came from Philly just now?
I literally walked
Oh
in
my
from
God,
Philly.
from
Yeah.
Philly. I didn't realize that. Mm-hmm. Fresh one. Mm-hmm. So do you just book stuff in chunks in terms of like spots and stuff?
Yeah. So like I'm up here for this, and then I'll stay at my friend's house, and then tomorrow I'm doing a few things, like 2 podcasts and a couple of spots or something. Yeah.
And maybe some karate if anybody decides to follow you. Message to the fans. You don't want to follow Brian Six or anybody from Philly for that matter.
No.
You're going to get screamed at the least.
Yeah, we fight dirty.
Yeah.
That's why we admit to it immediately.
Dirtier than the Schuylkill River.
Yeah.
Right? 76?
Absolutely. 76.
76.
Kelly Drive.
Kelly Drive, the Blue Route.
Yep.
Exit 5 off the Blue Route. That's where I went to Cabrini College from a
you
master's
went to
degree in
Cabrini.
special education, right in that Villanova area. And I worked there for years.
Really?
Did
you live down Drexel Hill or something?
lived in Drexel Hill, DH, Marshall
Really?
Road. Shout out Marshall Road.
Yeah.
And I lived right on the border between Upper Darby and Lansdowne, right by Bonner. And
Did you go to Bonner?
No, I didn't go to high school in Philly. I went to
okay.
high school in Florida.
Got you.
And graduated, went to Penn State, and then moved to Delaware County with someone I was dating. Didn't last.
Yeah.
Ended up in the Schuylkill River. And then I managed to start, I taught in Upper Darby. I taught in...
At Upper Darby?
No, I taught at Drexel Hill Middle School.
Okay.
Yeah, which is a great middle school. And I taught 8th grade. And I taught in Philly. I taught in the Northeast.
Oof.
Northeast Philly, Cottman Avenue.
Oh, yeah.
So that was good. And then the last one was Garnet Valley High School.
Oh, GV.
Yeah, GV. So I taught the gambit. I went city, working class suburb, wealthier suburb.
Yeah.
And I worked at Glen Mills back when it was around.
Yeah.
It was the first job out of college.
Really?
Glen Mills.
We used to play them in deck hockey league.
They had a deck hockey league?
They'd
Mills?
ship in like 3 buses. It was great because they couldn't hit us back. We would just check them into the walls all
Yeah.
day. It was great. Yeah, they had like 60 guys on their teams. We had
Right.
like 9. We
Yeah,
were
because
drinking.
they were required to do it.
Yeah.
They were required because it's a juvenile facility. It's closed now. So, okay, so how many years have you been doing comedy, Brian?
10.
10 years?
Exactly, yeah. A little
Cool
over 10 now.
decade?
Yeah.
So you started in 2012.
Well, I guess a little bit before that. So I'm coming up on 11. Closer to 11, yeah.
2011 you started.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty awesome, man. And what do you think of the landscape? Have you got your TikToks going? Have you got your podcasts? You know, we all have to have this stuff now.
Yeah.
We have to be aggressive with it.
TikTok, I never did.
No?
No. I like watching some of the comics that I know do it. They do pretty well with it, but I don't know what I would do with it. You know what I mean?
Do you have your crowd work clips
Yeah.
up?
I try. I'm not a big fan of crowd work. I always get really bad answers. And bad answers meaning like I can't do anything with them. And then I'll work with Jay, and like Jay will ask someone, the same person, and they give them a completely different answer.
Yeah.
Like I asked one night, it was like, what do you do for a living? And they were like, oh, I volunteer at like cancer research. I'm like, geez, thanks for what am I gonna do with that?
Right.
And then Jay comes out and he's like, what do you do for a living? They're like, I smell hot dogs. I'm like, where was that 10 minutes ago?
Yeah. I mean, smelling hot dogs.
People freak out when he talks
so much better than cancer
I
volunteer.
know. That's at least 8 more minutes.
Smelling hot dogs is probably a gateway activity to getting cancer.
Yeah.
I would say that. Stay away from hot dogs, guys. There's a lot of carcinogens in them. And do you have roommates? Do you have a wife?
Yeah,
kids?
my girlfriend lives with me, and then we have one roommate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you treat him like a son or daughter? Gender's not an issue now.
No, we don't really see him that much. It's great. He's a good dude, but he's in like the stagehand union, so he's gone for like 18 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, he's gone all the time.
Do you ever clamp down on him? Like, be home by 8 tonight.
No, I would never. He lives in the basement.
He lives in the basement.
Yeah.
That's where most of our fans live.
I always call him Laszlo. It's a deep reference. Not many people will get that. But it's from Real
Isn't that the guy who was blind?
No, in Real Genius with Val Kilmer. The guy lived in the closet.
Oh,
a whole basement set up.
Right.
His name was Laszlo.
A lot of our fans will get that.
Oh, nice.
I mean, I didn't get it. Went to college, but a lot of our fans are struggling in their lives. So we sometimes take a minute, we talk directly at them.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. All right, guys, I want to take a second to talk about our friends over at rockauto.com. Hey there, auto mechanics and super cool do-it-yourself guys who work on their own cars. I want to tell you about rockauto.com, the online store with every auto part at the best prices. This is your one-stop shop for everything auto parts. RockAuto.com has been in business for 20 years, and they make it easy to find the parts you need at the best possible prices. No more talking to counter guys who need to order your parts, aren't really sure what you're looking for, never have quite what you need, and then after all the hassle will still charge you storefront markups. At RockAuto.com, you can easily find everything you need, and whether you're a mechanic, an auto shop, or working on your own car, everyone has access to the same incredible pricing at RockAuto.com. So if you're a car guy, right now go to rockauto.com and check out all the parts available for your car. You're going to have so much fun looking at car parts. So once more, go to rockauto.com. No promo code needed, as their pricing is already that good. When you order, make sure to tell rockauto.com that you heard about them on Mike Vecchione Investigates. rockauto.com. All right, guys, let's get back into it. So you take the Amtrak. How often do you come up here to New York?
Recently,
do you call it the Big Apple, or
no? I never call it that.
Okay.
I a lot recently. Like the last, I'd say 6 months, we're up here at least once or twice a week. Either me or Kylo, because Kylo works with comics.
Okay, cool. So you're up here, and the rest of the time you're on the road. You're chopping it up on the road.
Yeah, with different people.
Do you mind me saying chopping it up?
I like that.
Are you a cooking guy?
I did. I cooked for like 6 summers straight down the shore. Shout out Wildwood.
Shout out Wildwood.
Yep.
Are you? Because I had a place in Seattle City for a while. Do you want to just like? Is your instinct to push me?
No, I was never like that. I never really cared.
No.
And I came up in Wildwood when it was like
rough,
pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a short.
But isn't Wildwood Crest or something good?
Wildwood Crest has always been nice because that's the dry part. There's no booze down there, but but now, I mean, my parents live down there. They sold their place in Philly a few years back and retired and lived down there. And those houses are expensive.
Yeah.
Like extremely expensive.
And they don't like it when people come down.
They hate it
in the summertime because they're bringing all their trash and stuff. But they do keep the economy afloat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
they crush. They cut off the bridge when COVID hit. Wildwood wasn't having it.
No?
Yeah, you weren't allowed in or out.
That sounds like a good T-shirt. Wildwood's not having it.
Yeah, I think that is
take
one.
your COVID somewhere else. You COVID.
Yeah, if you get, it's got to be airbrushed though. Legally, it's not a T-shirt in Wildwood if it's not airbrushed.
Oh, that's right. There's a lot of people who work hard as professional airbrushers in Wildwood. And also, you have to have a bracelet business, I think, too.
And piercing ears.
Yeah. And what about water ice?
Water ice, yeah. Water ice. What are those things? The crabs. The little shell crabs. What the hell?
Hermit crabs.
Hermit crabs. There you go.
Oh.
That's a big business.
Hermit crabs are a big business?
Huge. Tourists have no idea what they're getting into.
Okay, well, so you're not down the shore anymore.
No, I go down. I was just down there actually visiting, but when I can get down there, I do. But
and what do your parents think of your career choice? What did
They love it.
Did you go to school?
For 1 year. And I hated it. And I didn't want to go.
Talk to our fans. A lot of them hate school or anything regarding education.
I would bail.
What did you study?
Graphic design.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is basically you can download an app now and everyone's a graphic
Do you have to
designer.
dye your hair and get tattoos for that major or no?
Back then, yeah, it was, pretty trendy.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like everybody was creating websites and doing ad stuff. And I was like, I don't want to do this.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm going to go bomb for like 3 years.
And you just, you had already started comedy at that point?
Nope. I didn't start comedy till pretty late because I just didn't know how to go at it. You know what I mean? None of my friends were going that route. I didn't know anybody who was even in comedy at the time. Philly was definitely a good scene, I think, but I didn't know anything about it.
Right.
So, yeah, I went to, actually, it's weird because I actually went to Helium with an ex-girlfriend and watched a comic, a pretty well-known headliner, and just he tanked for like 45 minutes. And I was like, that was on a Saturday. I was at my first open mic that Monday.
Was that headliner me? And you didn't want to say anything? You wanted to protect me. You wanted to protect me, and that's why you said a headliner that I will not name.
It's an LA guy.
Okay.
But he was doing fine for like the first 8 minutes, and then a crowd of like this bachelorette party yelled something about a girlfriend of his, and they weren't aware they had broken up, and it just rattled him, and you could tell. I was looking around, people were laughing. I was like, this stinks. He was clearly rattled, and he just got off, and I was like, yeah, I'll try this. And then, that Monday.
Wow. So that's a weird thing because you watch this guy struggle. Like he was doing fine, and then something personal gets yelled at him, and he starts to a tailspin, and you immediately go, I'm up for that.
Yes. Yeah, because I was like, I would never let that happen to me. I would never let a table full of bachelorettes yell something.
You could say it women.
Yeah.
You could say it women.
Yeah.
I don't think they should do that either. I don't think women, Shannon, should yell stuff personal at a comic and put him into a tailspin. Even though I will fight for your reproductive rights, I will not allow women to do that to a performer, male or female.
I agree with you.
I think it's wrong.
I agree.
And I don't care who's getting married. Oh, it's my sister. It's my sister's wedding. No one cares. Bachelorettes, if you're listening out there. So you said I would never let that happen to me.
No, I just didn't understand why. It was like, I've seen this guy who's very well known. He was coming up pretty strong. And
Something probably happened in that relationship.
Well, it was
That's
bad
a dark
timing.
secret.
Yeah.
It's a dark secret that he didn't share on a podcast, which is where dark secrets should be shared for downloads. And it probably was something that no one knows. And I love that you caught that and you go, never happened to me.
Nah.
I'm too ironclad, Top Gun type.
Yeah, and this guy's a pretty sharp, aggressive, comic. I thought he was going to bury him, and he was just like, oh, wow. I was like, whoa.
Wow.
That was a KO.
Yeah.
It was a second round KO.
And Helium is such a good club. You know what I mean? It's hot.
And if
It
you
gets
don't get him on
fire.
your side quick,
Right.
it's a long set.
Now, if that would have happened to you, where an ex-girlfriend, a bachelorette, they're clearly friends of the ex-girlfriend, they yell stuff, and then do you make it a point not only to slam them, but to sleep with all of them afterwards? Is that your MO?
A little of both. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to come out aggressive.
Right.
But I'm probably going to buy him drinks later. You know
Buy
what I
him
mean?
drinks later.
Yeah. I get comped there, so it works out
Right.
well. Yeah.
Well,
I don't know if their deal is with the sampler.
that's like you pull off your suit and there's an S on your chest once you get comped.
Yep. 6.
6. 6, that's so great. And on the back, maybe 666.
Yeah.
Because you work for the devil.
Yep.
And then you get them all pregnant, and then the ex has to babysit your children.
That's the ultimate move.
Isn't that the ultimate revenge?
Oh,
It's not living a
man.
good life.
No, but it's in
getting
Philly,
all
it
of
is.
their friends pregnant and then having them babysit.
Yeah.
How do you think that would make Shannon? How would that make you feel? Let's go to the women. Women are people, Brian.
I don't know. As a
You don't know how to respond to that?
don't
Did I
know
put
how to
you into a tailspin?
Yes.
It feels like I was the bachelorette party in this scenario,
You got
and
it.
I put you in a tailspin, Shannon, and now you don't know. Usually, you're so sure-footed with everything.
I know. Yeah, was that how the guy acted, Brian?
He was
Stammering?
Yeah,
Because-
no joke. He was
yeah.
stammering, and then he said something, and people were like, "Oh," and then that was it. And then he you could tell it was like maybe like 10 seconds, but that really long 10 seconds, like, what's this guy going to do? And then he kind of got back into his routine, but it wasn't.
You know what I do when that happens, Brian? And I'm not a very physical comic, but somersault.
Out of nowhere?
Yeah. Breaks up breaks up the 10 seconds. You know, somersault, maybe a plank if there's still time left.
There's tables right in front of you, too.
Yeah.
You know?
So it's like somersault goes, I'm athletic and I'm mobile. So her breakup with me did not stop me. I'm still in motion. And then the plank says, I'm strong enough and I will be here. You know where to find me. People are saying that now. You know where to find me, dog. I ain't hard to find. People are saying that a lot. So, wow, that's pretty awesome. Anything else from a personal? How long have you been with your girl? Our fans want to know. Our fans kind of want to know about the investigators because this is not a comedy hang. It feels like it is, but I have to get to know the investigator, and then we're going to go through some topics to investigate.
Coming up on 7.
7 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Common law?
No, that's not a thing anymore in PA. I heard.
No.
No, they took it out a while ago. Because what was it? 7 years or what is it? 5 years? If you were living with them, and it was common law.
7.
Oh, it was 7.
It's 7 years. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I said 7 years.
Well, I would have snuck past it because she's technically not on my lease. So
She's not on your lease?
no.
So you're on the lease?
Yes.
She's not. She's technically, you're her landlord.
Yeah.
Is that a power play on your part?
I hold it above her. Yes.
See, with me and Katie Hannigan, my girlfriend, are both on the lease. And the fact is that she has the electric in her name. So that's a little bit of a power play because she can shut the lights off. Literally, she could just cut the lights out and go, what's up? And that would throw me into a norms crisis, which is what we used to say at Glen Mills when we had a kid in who didn't understand the rules. We go, he's in a norms crisis.
A norms crisis?
Yeah.
What's that?
They don't know the rules.
Why is it called a norms crisis?
Because he doesn't know how to act. He doesn't know how to act. It's a crisis because he doesn't know what the norms are.
Like
he doesn't know
normal.
what the rules are.
Okay.
The norms are another
I thought
version
Norm
of
was a
rules.
kid who like freaked out at Glen Mills a lot, and he just got that rep.
That's a good assumption. And you're putting your investigator hat on.
I'm
and
all
I
over
like
it.
that. You're up and you're ready to go.
Yes.
How's the road with Big J these days?
Jay's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't been out with him. He's coming down to Philly for Thanksgiving week, which he is now taking over for Herrera because it was always Dom Herrera.
Right.
But now Jay did it last year, and I think he's pretty much locked in as that comic for that. So that'll be fun.
That will be fun.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. Maybe I'll come down and
You should.
just for the hang. Maybe get a guest spot. Get a guestie. If Jay will put me on the bill as a guest spot. I don't know these days. Hopefully we'll do something fun for the 4th of July, which is the celebration of this country's independence for those of you who are not following history. All right. Very cool. 7 years with your girl. 26 minutes into the podcast. Baby formula shortage still not solved. We're on it, though. Shannon has been dating. Do you know Shannon, Brian?
Yeah. Met her a couple times.
Okay. Well, she's very nice.
Yeah.
And very beautiful. You see her. She's easy on the eyes. People are saying that now. And but you have glasses.
I do.
But you can still see her.
I can see. Yeah.
Do you connect more easily with other people who have glasses?
I hate glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just too lazy for contacts. I don't like them.
Right.
So I just go with these, but I hate them. I still have a hatred towards people with glasses. Though,
You don't like
weird.
them. I thought you would have a special kinship with them.
No.
No. You're like nerd.
Yeah.
Because it's reflecting back to you, your insecurities.
Yeah.
So you want to beat them up?
At least scowl 'em or something. You know.
Scowl.
Yeah.
You're a big yelly scowl guy.
Yeah. That can get a lot done. You don't have to
It
go
can get
physical.
a lot done. You don't have to go physical. In Glen Mills, we had levels of confrontation.
Sure.
Yeah. And the sixth one was touch for attention. You could touch them from their chest to their chin, get their attention.
Yeah.
And then also a full restraint if
Yeah.
they decide to fight back.
Oh. Are you allowed to just start wailing on them?
No, can't do that. You could not do that back when I was there. And you can't wail on them.
Ah.
That's not rehabilitation, Brian.
That's not
is it?
the professional word, but
Maybe.
striking them.
Striking them. No,
Yeah.
you can't. You can't
strike
strike
a kid?
them. I mean, touch for attention is like you can make contact with them, but you can't strike them. You know, it's a touch for attention.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is in the graphic design. I don't know how you would draw that.
Yeah.
Brian, very cool to have you here. You know what, Shannon? You're going to be so proud of me that I remembered. Let's go to some plugs.
Are we not doing the music?
No.
Okay. Yeah, let's do plugs.
Shannon, could you be more enthusiastic about that?
Oh, I thought I was being super enthusiastic.
Okay. For right now, follow me, guys, MikeVecchione.com. I have dates coming up. Just go to my website. July 7th through 10th, I'm in Edmonton, Alberta. At Comic Mike V on all social media platforms. You know where to follow me. Specials should be, we're still in editing, should be coming out soon. Please support the podcast. We love you guys. Thank you for being present and supportive on the YouTube premiere every Monday at 9 p.m. And MikeVecchione.com for more dates. What else? I think that's it for now for me. Brian, what do you got?
Just at Brian6 on all social media stuff. I have a link tree on there so you can see all dates, the podcast links, Patreon, stuff like that. So a lot of stuff coming up, but you can check all the links on my social media.
Very cool. And oh yeah, I have to do Linktree. I have to get cards made with everybody's getting cards with a code, with a QR code, and they put you to the Linktree.
Cards again? I remember when we first started.
But it has the QR code, so it goes right to your Linktree.
Sure.
I mean, as a graphic design guy, I figured you would be behind it. But
no.
Maybe you feel betrayed by the graphic design world, and now you're bucking against cards.
Yeah, it kind of ran my crew out of business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
QR codes, anybody can do it. It sucks.
Betrayal.
I know, but I don't know. It's better than the cards there used to be. There used to be guys when I first started, and they were like legitimate business cards. And in Philly, there was a time. I remember when I got off at a mic, and a friend of mine, I didn't know him at the time, walked up to me and said, "Hey man, I took some notes, if you don't mind, on your set." And I said, "Thank you." And he handed me a business card, and when I flipped it over, it said "quit." So that was not nice.
This is a young guy?
Yes, a good friend of mine.
Oh.
He wasn't at the time, but...
Oh, he wasn't a friend of yours at the time?
No, I was just starting. I was like a year in. And he handed me a business card that said "quit." And yeah. It hurt. I'm not going to lie to you.
How did you become friends with him? I mean, we usually don't do this during plugs.
I got way better than him.
And so you guys had a rival?
I had a lot of fake fights that car ride home that night.
Okay. Yeah. Because that was a mean-spirited thing to do.
Very. And he's only like 5'6".
Oh, my God.
5'4".
It's probably why he's mean-spirited. Because he's small.
He saw me coming up the ranks, I think.
Yeah. Shannon hates small people. Shannon, let's go to you for plugs.
Oh, okay. You can follow me on Instagram at ShannonLee6982. Listen to my podcast, The Thing Is. Ding, we talk about bad dates, fighting, and ghosts. Wherever you listen to Mike Vecchione Investigates, you can also watch it live for free every single Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern at gasdigitalnetwork.com/live. The best way to support the show is to go to gasdigitalnetwork.com, use promo code MVI. That'll give you a 1-week free trial, which gives you access to every single episode of this show we've ever done, as well as every episode of every show on the Gas Digital Network. For example, Real Ass Podcast, Legion of Skanks, the SDR Show. And the thing is, ding, if you listen on iTunes or YouTube, make sure to rate, review, and tell a friend. Go to podcastmerch.com for t-shirts, hoodies, and mugs. And if you have your own video investigation to submit, send it into MikeVecchioneInvestigates@gmail.com. That's it.
Shannon, this is like a running bit now on the show. How are the shirts? Dylan? Is Dylan, do we need to like fight Dylan on site?
Yes.
Okay.
I would say yes.
Okay. Fight Dylan on site. Mm-hmm. Okay, because we've been waiting for shirts for like, it's I want like 1 or 2 shirts to try them out.
Sure.
And we haven't made any headway.
I'm going to text him right now again.
Text him right now, Shannon.
Are they done?
No.
They're just not...
No, I've been checking with him on a weekly basis, and I feel like the excuse kind of changes each time.
Yeah. And Dylan went to my high school in Florida. So not the best educational training. Yes, he probably did get held back. Not the best. Okay, but it's a really good school. I'm just kidding. Boca Raton Community High School, Bobcats. Let's go Bobcats. Great year.
Boca Bobs, huh?
Boca Bobcats. Shannon, let's go to, we do a one person each week that we feature. Mm-hmm. So the person this week is Amelia Earhart.
You want to watch your clip first?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we don't have to watch the clip.
Oh.
Let's just go because the clip is linked to whatever. It's linked to it. So let's just go 10 facts about Amelia Earhart. She's was a pilot, a pioneering female pilot, and women can be pilots, Brian. I don't know if you guys get the info in Philly, but women can be pilots and they can be astronauts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go 10 facts about Amelia Earhart.
Okay. First, I feel like Brian didn't believe you that women could be astronauts.
I think Brian, he had the confidence of the fact that he's watched the Super Bowl. 2 years ago in the Super Bowl, they were really hitting home that women can be astronauts and on like hair care commercials and all that stuff. So it's like we need to acknowledge it that women can be astronauts. Last year, not so much.
Yeah.
Because issues flipped. So I was still
not
wondering.
a great year for women's.
Yeah.
Were you getting there? Sorry.
No. I wasn't getting there. I wasn't going that far back to 86 when she wasn't driving, though. And contrary to plenty of jokes that have been made.
Yeah.
She wasn't the driver of it.
No.
And she didn't forget a hairbrush or something. That's another joke that people are making in poor taste. And it's just like the Super Bowl 2 years ago, they said women can be astronauts. And then last year, it was noticeably absent. There were no women astronauts. And I was wondering if women can still be astronauts. And it's an ongoing question. And it's worth investigating.
Yeah.
And Shannon, what are some facts about Amelia Earhart, a pioneer?
I have breaking news.
What?
Dylan said they should be delivered to our post office tomorrow, and he's going to go and pick them up tomorrow.
The Gas Digital Post Office?
Yes.
Do you guys have a Gas Digital Post Office?
Well, we have a.
Does Lewis dress up as a postal worker and wrestle a dog? Or do we save that for Skankfest? Live stream? Twitch? What are other kids? Twitch? Okay.
Okay, so we will have them for next week.
Yes, and we will be all wearing them.
Yes, we will.
Me, you, and even Natalie.
Yes. Okay, first fact. This isn't much of a fact. Amelia Earhart was born on July 24th, 1897.
Wow.
Her mother disagreed with society's emphasis on raising quiet, prim little girls. She encouraged her daughters to engage in fun and activity.
Brian, your girl, 7 years together. Does she have an opinion? Does she have a lot of opinions that she throws around the apartment and that you have to remind her that you're the only one on the lease?
Is that a serious question?
It's a serious question. Serious as a heart attack.
And then I'll give you, I'll just say this. Yes, she has plenty of opinions.
Yes.
Yes.
And does that ever lead to her getting evicted?
No.
No. A threat of eviction?
No.
Keep up with these opinions, and you might be looking for a place to live.
A landlord doesn't, she doesn't mess with her.
No.
Yeah.
So she has rights. She has a right to have an opinion.
Yes.
Good for you. So the mother was the role model.
Where was she born? Where? She's St. Louis.
Hold. That sounds right. Hold on. It actually doesn't say here. 1 second.
I don't know why I thought that.
St. Louis.
The spirit of St. Louis.
Wow.
Kansas.
Probably. Kansas.
Same thing.
She's from the Midwest. St. Louis is the same as Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
It's the dust. It's the Dust Belt.
Yeah.
It's the Dust Belt, right? Is that called the Dust Belt? I don't know how accurate these facts are. It's Kansas is Wizard of Oz. Okay?
Yes.
Tornado territory.
The Dust Belt is the western third of Kansas, southeastern Colorado, the Oklahoma Panhandle, northern 2/3 of Texas, and northeastern New Mexico.
Wow. I nailed it. See, fans? That's very cool. All right. So she's born. Her mom didn't want to raise prim and proper kids. And she encouraged her to be a tomboy, basically, which is a word we used to use that's probably not politically correct anymore. Tomboy. That's
Thomas boy.
Thomas boy.
Yeah.
Doubting Thomas boy.
There you go.
Okay, next one. Amelia Earhart's childhood nickname was Mealy.
Okay.
Mealy was an adventurous child and often had her little sister Grace, nicknamed Pidge, following her around as she climbed trees, hunted rats, and collected insects.
Wow, Shannon, she's really in conflict with you.
Yes.
Are you ever going to be able to fly a plane?
I don't think so.
Okay, because she collects insects and fights rats. You are hiding from them. You won't even go to Florida.
No.
Because of insects. What? Shannon will not go to Florida because of insects, Brian.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I moved back. I lived there for a year, and I moved back mainly because of the palmetto bugs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Are they called palmetto bugs or roaches?
No, we don't. You don't use that word, Mike.
Oh, okay. We can't even use the word.
Yeah.
What,
Yeah.
roaches?
Yeah.
Oh God, this is all he's gonna do ever for the rest of my life now. I feel like.
No. Well, at least he's not calling you 2 times in a row, which Shannon hates. And that's an inside message to the person dating Shannon.
Whoa, you're
she
dating?
hates
I went on
Two.
a date.
How'd it go? Not great.
2 messages in a row.
What do you mean?
Brian?
Text back to back?
Calling 2 times in a row to say what's up.
Yeah, beat it, psycho.
Is that a psychotic move, Brian?
Absolutely. Was it right after the date?
Yeah, it was the next day.
What was it back? Why do you go back to back?
I don't know. I feel like maybe it was a mechanical error.
Yeah.
Maybe he did it accidentally.
Pocket dial.
No, he meant to call
Oh.
because I texted him in the middle of it and I was like, hey, I'm on the air right now.
Right.
And as I was texting him, it was, like while someone's calling you, you can message while they're calling
Right.
you. And so it stopped my message because the ringing stopped and then it picked back up again. So it was 2 phone calls in a row.
I would have sent
phone
you, if you would have sent that, I would have sent you 2 messages, and then you would have been like, in between my messages and I'm on the air, I would have sent you 5 thumbs ups. Okay? 5 thumbs ups. That's what you get from me. Okay? Because I'm an overachiever. I want you to know that I'm going to be there for you, and I'll be there even after you. So that you know what's up. So Shannon's in the dating world, and let's see if we can just bring this back to Amelia Earhart.
Okay.
Because I wonder if Amelia Earhart dated. Did she have a life partner, Shannon?
I don't know. Maybe we'll find out at the end of these. Number 3, Amelia Earhart built her own roller coaster.
What?
Whoa.
With her uncle's help, Amelia built a wooden ramp similar to a roller coaster she remembered from a St. Louis vacation. How weird that it says St. Louis.
That is
Isn't
so
what you
weird,
just said?
Brian.
Yeah.
How good are those glasses? Can you see Shannon's computer from inside this room?
I'm still getting over the fact she built a roller coaster.
She built a roller coaster. Women can build roller coasters.
I mean, back then, though, it just seems like it wasn't a big...
No,
like,
that
hey, We
wasn't.
should build a roller coaster. It's a random thing.
It just feels like you would just get in a cart and then go down a hill. That was their roller coasters back
That's
then.
true. I mean, what are we talking? We're not talking loop-de-loops or anything, right?
No, she said, she zoomed off the homemade ramp in a wooden box.
She was on Zoom?
Wait. Hold on.
Thank you, Shannon.
So she zoomed off the homemade ramp in a wooden box, crashed, got up, bruised but excited, exclaiming to her sister, "Oh, Pidge, it's just like flying." So she was trying to
So that
She
was
wanted
it.
to fly.
She got the taste.
She got the taste for danger.
Yep.
Yep. And she loved crashing, which eventually that was her downfall. Maybe she was
fly. Downfall.
yeah. A lot of altitude jokes here today. Okay? And we're not making fun of Amelia Earhart. We're celebrating her. So don't make that mistake if you're at home ready to write a letter on your laptop because you live in your parents' basement. Go ahead, Shannon.
Amelia Earhart was the 16th woman to get her pilot's license.
Wow. 15, there were 15 other women?
Yep, and she was just 23 when she took her first plane ride.
Wow. And planes were
23.
new back then.
Yeah.
You know, but they were invented by the Wright brothers,
Yeah.
who were men. So, sorry, ladies, we got you there. Right? Shannon, that hits you the wrong way, doesn't it?
Because you can't just let her have it.
I'm letting her have it. She was the 16th woman, but the Wright brothers invented it. And they were brothers. And I know what that's like to have a brother. And you fight all the time, and then to somehow invent an aircraft in between all the fights, you know, noogies and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And you took this from me, and I told you not to go into my room and stuff. And to invent an airplane in the midst of all that, that's pretty amazing too for men. Men's rights. Okay, go ahead, Shannon.
Number 5, Amelia Earhart was the first woman to travel across the Atlantic by plane. On June 17, 1928, she and a couple of male pilots flew from Newfoundland, Canada, all the way over to Wales, which took about 21 hours.
Wow.
Since Amelia had no experience in using plane instruments, she was simply a passenger on this flight. Oh, that's stupid.
Oh. So she was just a passenger.
She's a passenger
The first
on the
woman
flight.
passenger to cross the Atlantic.
That's not a great...
She just sat there while the men flew.
Right.
Okay.
It says the pilots did give her the added task of keeping the flight log.
Yeah, that means get lunch.
That means she was the secretary of the flight.
Yeah, they literally...
I mean, I want to say that she's a hero, but the way they're making this sound, it doesn't sound that way. Could you bring us back with another fact, Shannon, that's going to save us here?
It's okay. I'm gonna try. This is not
Please.
great. Amelia Earhart was the second person, and the first woman to fly solo nonstop across the Atlantic.
Okay, that's something. Now, she learned from taking notes and getting lunch on the first flight. She did it by herself, which is pretty amazing.
7. Amelia Earhart flew solo halfway across the Pacific.
Okay, she conquered the Atlantic and then was like, yeah, I'm not done yet. There's, how many other oceans? 5.
5.
And it says she broke a record by doing that. She was the first pilot to fly alone from Honolulu, Hawaii to Oakland, California. Near the end of the uneventful flight, she listened to the radio broadcast of the Metropolitan Opera.
She loved Italians then, because that's what opera is, Brian. Have you ever been to an opera?
No.
Do you have a lot of Italian friends?
Yeah, actually I do.
It's kind of like an opera, just being friends with them.
Yeah.
A lot of yelling and crying.
Yeah.
People who can't control their emotions and overeat.
Mm-hmm. A lot of fat women.
Yeah.
Yep.
Amelia Earhart disappeared over the Pacific Ocean. In 1937, Amelia attempted to fly around the globe with one crew member, Fred Noonan. She completed most of the global journey, a distance of 22,000 miles and just 7,000 to go.
That's a long road trip.
I didn't know there was somebody else on her plane when she went.
Fred.
Nobody talks about Fred.
No. I mean, he was just another guy went missing, so that's not that important. He wasn't a national hero like Amelia Earhart. Mm-hmm. Shannon?
It says that a meeting with the USCGC Itasca, a ship that was supposed to guide Earhart to a small island for refueling, didn't happen because of navigation and communication problems. Lost over the Pacific, Earhart and Noonan disappeared. Since no one can find them or the plane, Amelia was legally declared dead in 1939, but it's possible that remains recovered from nearby island years later may be hers.
Okay, so they probably, this is how my narrative, they probably just went to an island together to get away from it all. It's like she started getting famous, she started to build a following, all that stuff, and then went, you know what, there's too much of a spotlight on me, so I'm going to take Fred, and I'm going to go to an island, and we're going to live out our years there next to the volcano.
Were her and Fred a thing? I didn't think she was into men. I've only seen a couple pictures of her.
No, I think she was married but didn't have children, had stepchildren.
Ah.
Yeah. So she was married, though, I think. Shannon, can you confirm or deny her marital status? And maybe she wanted to, she didn't love her husband, and she wanted to bail with Fred.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what a great excuse to be like, we got derailed, we couldn't navigate, we need to be on an island together for the rest of our lives.
And how are they going to find you?
Yeah.
They're not going to get you.
No.
Not back then.
Not back then.
She was married.
Yes.
From 1931 to 1939.
Okay. Well,
there's just 2 more facts, and they don't really matter.
Okay. Well, that's Amelia Earhart. We did that's our look at Amelia Earhart. So she's a hero either way, even though she couldn't handle her marriage and decided to bail with her co-pilot Fred and live a life on an island. She has the right to do that because women have the rights to make their own decisions. And if she didn't want to stay married, divorce was very frowned upon then. So you just fake your own death in a aviation accident. And you throw the rest of the world off forever. They don't even know what's going on, and you get to live happily ever after.
What do you think happened to Fred, though? Oh, that's right. They were together.
Yeah.
They were together. Yeah, Fred was together with her, and he probably just played ball, kept his mouth shut.
Got it.
And they lived out their years on an island. Isn't that everybody's dream? Retire to an island?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
With no bugs?
Yep. That is the dream.
All right, let's get to some articles. It's time to take it into the present day, Brian.
Okay.
Okay. First one, Atlanta's subway worker shot dead for putting too much mayo on sandwich.
Okay, this must hit close to home for you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Someone puts too much of mayo on a sandwich. Do you try to get lethal with them? Try to
I don't know if I'd shoot them.
Right.
I'd probably show them a gun.
Yeah.
Just don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Just that's all you got to do. But I'm not a big mayo guy, so yeah, that could kill me.
What condiment would you kill for?
I don't know.
Is there a topping or something? If they don't put it on, you say to put it on, and they don't put it on, you flip out?
Yeah, there's a real lack of au jus sauce on
Mm-hmm.
roast beef sandwiches from this place I like. They always give me these tiny little cups. I'm like, just put 5 in one.
Right.
They put these little tiny thimbles. They're
Yeah.
like 2 of them. I wanted to pull a gun.
Yeah, au jus.
Yeah.
Do you like to say au jus?
Yeah.
It makes you feel like you know
think it-
French.
Yeah. I think it means gun. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
au jus means gun. I don't know. We shouldn't check that because I like to just leave it as a mystery, just like Amelia Earhart's retirement from flying. Au jus sauce. You know what? It would help if you bring in a water bottle and just unscrew it and go fill it up with au jus.
There's this one kid there that'll hook it up.
Yeah.
Because he gets it. Because he's the same as
People
me.
from
He's
Philly
big-
love the hookup.
Oh, you got to have
Do you
one.
guys love the hookup?
You have to. Especially at a place that you're going to be eating at consistently, you have to have a guy.
Right.
I learned that very early on.
Yeah.
You get the newbies, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
You might have to lock and load. Mm-hmm. Okay. Is there anything more interesting about this article, Shannon? This is in Atlanta, which is an up and coming town. It's happening. A lot of stuff is a lot of movies are shot there and stuff now. And apparently people,
Yeah.
if you don't put mayo on your sandwiches.
It just says, yeah, believe it or not, it was about too much mayonnaise on his sandwich. He decided to escalate the situation from there, and that's when all hell broke loose.
Right.
Yeah, there's not a lot more details here.
But it's good to if you pulling a weapon and all that stuff, which we don't advocate violence on this podcast, but it's just stay focused on the mayo. What do I have to do to get more mayo? You know? Couldn't you just ask for more?
No, he had too much.
Oh, there was too much mayo.
Too much mayo.
Right. And it's annoying to have to scrape that off.
Ugh.
Brian, do you find that?
Yes, it's disgusting.
Because the ratio.
Yeah, it
The
screws
ratio
up
to
the
other
whole thing.
condiments or whatever, it's like, what am I even doing?
Yeah, it screws up everything.
Yeah. Everything. Scraping off mayo.
That will ruin my day if I get a bad sandwich.
Yeah.
I'm not lying. I'll just give up for the day. If I start out at like 1 p.m. and I'm eating a sandwich to start the day and it's bad,
Yeah.
that day's in the toilet.
You'll go back to bed.
Maybe not back to bed.
Right.
Just
You'll shut
sit
it
in the
down,
dark
though.
and be
Low key.
mad. Yeah.
Right.
Draw the shades.
Draw the shades. God. Let's skip the next one, Shannon, and go to real life 51st dates. Shannon, you're good at explaining this. You explained it to me out in the lobby as we were waiting for Brian's Amtrak to roll in.
So this is a fun story because 51st Dates is one of my favorite movies. So this is a 29-year-old barmaid from England.
Mm-hmm.
And they believe this is because she had a stroke when she was 19.
Right.
And they believe that's what led to this. So she has a type of amnesia where once she goes to sleep, it doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes she'll wake up thinking she's a different age. So it says she has often woken up believing that she is 6 years old and that her fiance is her kidnapper. And then so she screams and freaks out, and
Right.
then he has to like constantly calm her down, remind her who he is, and then like after a few hours, she's kind of back to normal, but it happens all the time.
Is that a fun morning for you, Brian? Is that a fun morning for you?
I mean, it'd get you up and out of bed.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's better than an alarm. Just have some woman strangling you and saying, "Why'd you kidnap me?"
Right.
But
Do you
it's-
prefer to be waking up to screaming versus an alarm?
I do get woken up to screaming
Right.
a lot. Yeah, a lot. My girlfriend deals with her job. She's yelling a lot, so
Right.
she's not a quiet one, which is typical every woman in my life growing up.
Yeah.
Very loud,
They're loud.
very loud.
They're not there, and I think that's another good thing about Amelia Earhart. She didn't need all the noise.
No.
She quietly disappeared,
Yeah,
and you never get women don't do that now.
that's pretty
Everybody's
nice of
on
her.
TikTok. Everybody's dancing. Everybody's got a point to prove.
Yep.
You know, Amelia Earhart was subtle. She got the point across. We all got it. But this 51st date's like having to remind somebody and just do a review.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you want to talk about high maintenance. Very, very high maintenance.
And she's had this since you said 19.
She had a stroke at 19.
So she had the stroke at 19, but she said that it took about 6 years for this to start happening. So I guess it's been 6 years.
Does the guy have a videotape queued up, ready to go?
Oh
like
my
Sam
God, that
did?
would be great.
Yeah, I would.
A tutorial.
I'd just be like, shut up and hit play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Be like,
Yeah.
just calm down. You'll
Right.
see.
He doesn't because she wakes up thinking she's different ages. So it's not always the same.
But you have a different video for every different age.
It's a lot of work.
Right. Well, no, you just whatever age you are. How old are you? 6? Press this button. Press the green button. They don't know what green is when you're 6. You have to teach them the colors. I don't know. It's a lot of work.
That's how long they've been together? Does it go into that?
I think it's 3 years.
I mean, if he's over the 2-year mark, I would think he's in it.
And they're engaged. Like they're engaged.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is she going to wake up that on her wedding day and not know what age she is and forget everything? Think that she's kidnapped. I would just start going, you know what,
Lean
you are.
into it?
Yeah, you are
Child
kidnapped.
bride.
Right.
Yep.
You're kidnapped.
Sorry.
You're kidnapped. You guessed right.
Yeah.
It says her memories usually come back within 24 hours.
24 hours? That's a whole day.
Yeah.
And then you have to go back to sleep and forget again?
Yeah, but it doesn't happen every time. She said stress and lack of sleep trigger this.
Yeah. I love those disorders that just happen whenever. It happens sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just, we can't predict it.
Yeah.
Just whenever I get tired.
Yeah. There's a few that creep me out that I've seen. Like the what's that? The with the monster that comes when you get paralyzed during sleep paralysis.
Yeah, the hag.
That terrifies me. It's never happened to me.
Can you guys explain it?
So it's basically a condition. It's only happened to a couple people I know, but what they describe it as is you're basically half asleep, half awake, and your body is like frozen. And there's a couple documentaries about it, but they all explain, the majority of people describe the same thing that shows up. And it's this big, tall guy in a hat, and he just roams in, and it is terrifying to me because I've never heard of it until a few years back. I've never had it happen to me. But a couple of people I know had some real... My one buddy actually has it pretty consistently, like 2-3 times a week.
A big man in a hat runs in?
Yeah.
Well, maybe if you offer him a sandwich or something, not too much mayo.
Yeah.
And, or like, can you be a little bit diplomatic with this man who runs up on you in your sleep?
No,
How about, can I take your coat? A hot meal.
Yeah. It's
You
like
know what I mean?
it looks
There's
like
ways in a nightmare to tweak the nightmare to make it work to your advantage.
Yeah.
And I just think that a lot of people are lazy.
Yeah,
especially
there is
when they're
definitely
sleeping.
things. If he walks in and you're just sitting there, it's like you got a couple moves you can make, but not many. You can go full gay.
Yeah, I guess you could.
Feel like, come on
I
in.
guess you could if that's what you're here for.
Yeah.
But you got to like ask him what he's here for. It's like, have a seat. Can I get you a cup of tea or coffee, or like, what do you want to drink? It's like, do you forget your manners?
See, it's funny you're saying this because that was my first question.
Funny how, Brian?
Because I want to know if anyone's really tried to talk to him. Like, all right, buddy, this is like our 5th trip here. You know what I mean? Like, let's get a
I'm
dialogue
on the guy's
going.
side. I'm on the big, tall nightmare guy with a hat side because people are being rude, and apparently it translates into their sleep. People are rude in their sleep. So I'm talking directly at you. Cut it out. If a man visits you in a big hat, don't assume that he's there to hurt you. Take his coat, have him sit down, offer him a meal, offer him something to drink. Where's your manners? People watch this podcast because they don't know things, and we have to teach them. So, have you ever had a dream like that where a big guy comes in with
No, I've never experienced any sleep. I've never had really any. I have like one nightmare I can remember as a kid, but other than that, I've never had.
It? This podcast?
No.
Okay. Because there was a comic on stage who got thrown off. He was doing pretty good and he was seasoned, and then it's like, I don't want to say his name, and then it's like, I had a nightmare. It's like, I don't know if it's this. I don't know if you're constantly referring back to me.
No.
Because we can't wait to be offended on this podcast, Brian. That's one of our cornerstones. We cannot wait to be offended. We love it. We bask in it. So, yeah, that's a weird, I've never heard that disorder.
You should check out the documentaries. They're crazy. Yeah. It's creepy.
What's the documentary on?
It was on Netflix, but
it's on Netflix.
Yeah, I think there's a couple out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
should watch it right before I go to bed so I can maybe meet the guy.
We did. That's the first time I saw it. It was me when we were all living in Philly, and I had no idea about this in the documentary. I watched it right before bed, but you can't like force it. It just happens.
Yeah. Do you watch it down the shore?
No,
it's like one big slumber party down the shore. Not to bring it back to the shore, but it's like one big slumber party.
A lot of guys in Wildwood look like that sleep paralysis
Oh,
guy.
really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you don't have to be asleep to see that guy down there. He's just roaming over by the boardwalk.
He's a normal guy.
Fred.
It's called The Nightmare.
The Nightmare.
There you go. Yeah.
It's not the Nightmare on Elm Street. That's another guy.
Right.
This is just the Nightmare.
I think this
Similar.
guy would tune Freddy up.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's big. He's like
Even he has this
6'6".
razor, but he has razor hands.
This guy's like 6'6". He's got, I think he'd take Coffee Cake Face to the house.
Jesus. Shannon
Yeah.
would date him. 6'6".
it.
Yeah.
Right?
Bored.
Yeah, he's slender.
Unless he calls too much.
He does show up unannounced. So.
Yeah. I mean, Shannon doesn't like that.
No,
Shannon doesn't like anything annoying, which could be anything.
that's true.
This guy isn't a big Gas Digital fan, is he?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he'll hear this.
Sorry, buddy.
Yes. No, he's great guy, very good looking, tall,
Yeah.
very sweet. It's
But-
me. I'm the nightmare. It's
You're
me.
showing up at
Yeah.
his house with the
Right.
hat on.
Oh no, not
Yeah.
You kind of are. Not literally.
Can't there be a female that shows up with a hat on? Why is it always a man?
No, there is a hag. There's the hag.
Oh
that
yeah,
took the
there's
other-
a hag.
Yeah, there's like 2 or 3 things that people describe. It's the majority is just the tall guy with the hat, but there are other ones, like Shannon said.
Like women showing up
yeah, she
to
shows
protest
up.
their reproductive rights?
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yells
Just trying
at
to
you.
make it topical. Try to make it topical for you guys at home. Oh, God. I love the fans, but I just, they get on my nerves. Let's move to the next one, Shannon.
Yeah.
This is Ben Affleck, one of our vintage Hollywood stars, and something happened, and we have to address it.
Yeah, so it says, what was he thinking? Moment Ben Affleck lets his son Samuel, 10, jump behind the wheel of a $225,000 Tester Lamborghini with J-Lo in the back seat, which he reverses into a brand new BMW at LA Garage.
A BMW
what?
is a dumpster fire relative to a Lamborghini.
It's true.
Also,
I'll
all
just
I
say
heard
it.
was J-Lo's in the back. I didn't know
J-Lo's
they had
in the
back
back.
seats.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a good point. Oh, it's like a truck. I can show you this little clip.
It's a Lamborghini truck.
Yeah, it looks like a TMZ.
Oh yeah, I've
yeah.
seen those.
Yeah, TMZ caught it right after it happened. Here, I'll
In
play
case
it
you
with
have to
this
help
one.
somebody move from a
The
mansion.
yellow one? Ah,
Yeah.
come on, Benny.
But there's J-Lo. Oh my God. I saw it just happen.
So
Wow.
It says that they reached out to the rental service and they're claiming there was no crash, that they were just very close to each other, but
Yeah.
it does seem like there was
It seems like it was a small crash.
Yeah.
Nah, deny
Yeah.
until you die. I'd be like, do you have any video of me actually hitting that car? Because just looks like we're close to it here.
This accident is better than the movie Geely. The whole accident I would rate higher than Geely.
Is that the son going back and checking it? He's
Yep.
like, I got him, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to look around.
I mean,
leave the
that's
fake
great.
note.
That's great that he stopped and got out. You got to leave a note. You got to leave a sexy note.
That's definitely him and Jennifer Garner's kid, right?
I
Yes.
think so,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Yeah,
that
'cause that's
kid-
who he has kids with,
that's who
Jennifer
he
Garner.
looks- that kid looks exactly like her.
Would you leave a note on the car, Brian, or would you leave a script?
So I have a family member has definitely twice done the fake note. Has been like, aha, you thought I was writing a note because the neighbors were sitting right there. I have never hit anything to where it would require me to leave a note.
Shannon, do you
But I
write it?
would.
You would.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, or visit them in their sleep with a hat.
Yeah, show up and be like, are you sleeping? Sorry, I hit your car.
I hit your car, and I'm sending a message.
Yeah.
Shannon, do you leave a note when you hit somebody?
I don't drive.
Oh,
I
that's
would
right.
though. I would leave a note.
You would leave a note.
Yeah. I mean, Natalie drives.
I can comment on this. I leave notes to a fault.
How many
And it has
cars do
come
you
back-
hit?
In my years of driving, which is about 6, I've hit 3 cars and left notes barely, like leaving barely a scratch, thinking that they'll be like, oh, don't worry about it. And they always worry about it. And it comes back to
yeah.
bite me in the ass.
Do you just leave notes like because it's like you don't like to use the dating apps? It's like I hit your car. Call me. Let's.
That
have
would be a good
dinner.
way to meet
Let's
somebody.
have dinner.
Yep.
That would be a great way to meet somebody.
It's not a bad move.
No, you hit somebody's car, or if you don't hit their car, you like stop, pull over, you leave a note. You go, look, I was drunk and I drove right by your car and didn't hit it. So let's have dinner.
Yeah.
Whoever this is, and if you're with somebody, don't show them this note. Let's
Yeah.
do it on the sneak tip, the down low. That's what they call it in Philly.
Yeah.
The
That's
down
not a bad move.
It's not a bad move. It's a gangster move.
Yeah. I like it.
So what do you think this kid's like? We're all disciplining this kid. So let's all be his father in this situation. He, what happens in your house? Like,
My
what
dad would. Well, first off, why was he in the driver's seat moving the car in that tight area of cars?
That's like the main question that we
It's-
don't have the answer to.
Can
is
Ben
why.
or Jen not parallel park? They get this 10-year-old kid out there.
right?
tucks
He's
his-
got to learn.
Yeah, but I don't. Maybe not in a
probably gonna have a driver,
$210,000 car. I mean, I learned in a Dodge Shadow.
Okay, well, that's you, Brian,
Yeah.
and you're from meager, working-class, blue-collar Philadelphia roots. This
Yes.
kid is Hollywood royalty.
Yeah.
So he's going to learn to parallel park in a Lamborghini hatchback, apparently. I don't know, but he's going to learn to parallel park in that, and then we all have to accept it. And I agree with it. So, but in your house, you ding up a Lamborghini, what happens?
Might have like, where how'd you get a Lamborghini?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why are you in that?
Right.
You know, but you ding a car because where we grew up, there was a lot of hit and runs. Like a lot of people hit the windshield or I'm sorry, hit the rear view and keep driving.
Yeah.
I can't even tell. It just happened to my buddy the other day. But with the kid, I don't know. Affleck's a former drunk who used to get into a little bit of little trouble.
Right.
The Boston boys don't care.
No, they don't.
No.
So he would have been fine with it?
He'd been like, get in the car, shut up. You know what I mean? We'll take care of it.
Well, in my day, I hate to sound like an old person here, but my father would have been like, now you're going to pay for it.
Oh, yeah.
Get yourself a paper route. I used to work for a paper route, Shopper's Guide. It was all advertisements, but people didn't know that. And a lot of people pulled me aside and they go, stop putting this on my front stoop, because people would leave and they'd go on vacation and it would build up.
Oh, yeah.
And I would lose track of who told me not to leave it there, and I would get into quite some trouble. But I was just trying to be an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. But there would be my father would flip out.
I'd have to work it off. We had to wash police cars one summer because we were flinging water balloons with a 3-man slingshot. Got in trouble.
That's an after-school activity in Philly.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
like
would say
Votech.
so.
Yeah.
That is Votech. Okay. So let's go to the next one, Shannon. We're running hot on this podcast.
Yorkie puppy manages to wriggle free from bald eagle's clutches after it swooped down and grabs her off owner's back.
Brian, I want your opinion. The bald eagles are
Hilarious.
getting cocky because they're protected. The bald eagles are getting cocky because they're protected. They think they can just take man's best friend, which is a puppy.
Yes.
And they think they can just take our best friends now.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you. That would be hilarious, though. I don't like little yappy dogs.
Yeah, you don't?
No. Don't let him have it. It's America's bird.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's America's bird. You think he earned it?
He definitely did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Yorkie puppies are like appetizers.
Yeah.
They're like little appetizers.
Yeah, that's, they're like cheesesteak egg rolls.
Yeah.
Grab one and go.
And then what if this bald eagle like dropped him off at the pound? Isn't that a slap in the face?
Kind of hilarious, though.
That's pretty
If he
funny.
really did just take him for a ride and
Yeah.
was like, I got a stray for you, boys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or this maybe he picks the puppy up and then just doesn't like it and he just drops him off at a humane society or something. He's like, this puppy stinks.
Yeah.
And the bald eagle is like, God, bald eagles.
They can grab some stuff, though.
Yeah, they really can.
Do you want to watch it real quick?
Yeah, let's
they have
watch
video?
It. They have
Yeah.
a video of this?
Where's...
Audio.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. He's
Oh my God. That's...
Where'd the bald eagle go? He kind of looks like an idiot now. Bald eagle kind of got played on that.
I think it's just going to start again. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bald eagle. There's a lot of squawk. That dog really didn't. There's a thing like dying like a man. That dog really just.
I mean,
he was
there's-
squawking worse than a bird.
There's worse birds to get grabbed by. I mean, that's kind of an honor.
Yeah.
That Yorkie should be happy it got
This
chosen.
close to the 4th of July too.
Also, judging by that front lawn, maybe he's helping you. Like, yo, I'm gonna get you out of here, pal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a dirt. I
A
mean,
couple of TV sets on the front
Yeah.
lawn. Maybe not your area.
Right.
I'm gonna pick you up, bring you down to the neighbors.
I swear to God, it looks like a row home.
I judged immediately when
That was a
showed
shot at you, Brian.
Thank you.
Row homes.
I love row homes.
Okay.
Bald eagles would never test at row homes.
No.
Also, we all
Because they got to deal with the whole block, then, right?
Well, they
'Cause
gotta
you
deal
guys all
with-
stick together.
Then I'd be able to pick up a boxer or a Rottweiler. That's the only dogs allowed over there. They'll bite that bird's head off.
Yeah. There's no invisible fence for birds.
No.
No. It's not fair.
We got peregrines, though. I've seen a couple.
What's a peregrine?
Peregrine falcons, fastest animal in the world.
Fastest animal in the world, but not protected like the bald eagle.
No, they're city birds. They live on top of very high buildings. And they dive, I think it's around like 270 some miles per hour, and they break the neck of their prey. It's pretty crazy. Like, you'll just see like video of like a goat standing there, and then you just see him go, because you have to slow it down so fast to the peregrine.
There's goats in the city now?
We have illegal zoos. That's weird. A lot of horses are popping up.
Philadelphia is an illegal zoo itself. Isn't
Oh,
it,
absolutely.
The city?
Yeah, that's its new name now. It's pretty good.
Sorry, Philly. Sorry. Got to come at you a little bit. Woman who married ragdoll has made a baby ragdoll she calls their child. This is the last one.
It's crazy. And
It's pretty crazy.
I'm going to go through this quickly because the next show is about to come in. This is a woman married ragdoll, and she's made a baby ragdoll she calls their child.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a picture of her and the baby.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Now, where's the is that her and the kid?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there a picture of her and the husband?
Yep. Hold on. There's a lot of...
I remember this story.
Really? This is
Yes.
the whole family?
Is this how you grew up, Brian?
I wish. My dad was kind of a ragdoll growing up.
Really?
Well, he worked a lot, so, when he wasn't there, he'd throw a ragdoll down. Yeah, that's him down their wedding day. It was a
Can
good
you
day.
knit your own partner, Shannon? Is that what we're coming to in this country? You can knit your own partner?
She can't even knit a good-looking one. What is
Well,
that?
I mean, she drew in his facial hair, which I didn't think women liked, but she managed to do it. And how is that waterproof? He's in a pool.
He lost his nose somehow.
His
Right.
legs are... He's
And he has
an
no
amputee.
He doesn't have feet.
Yeah, he might have served.
And then that's him in a business. He has suspenders on and eating pasta.
You'd think she'd make a permanent face that was like, enjoying life.
Yeah.
Every picture's like, I hate this woman.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're gonna sew initially, you should make an effort to put human skin.
That hits hard, though. The plastic seats at a wedding.
Right.
I know that.
You know all about that, Brian?
Yup.
Down the shore? You think that's in Wildwood?
No, that's got to be Midwest somewhere.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
it's in Brazil.
That
Oh.
makes sense.
Okay, that does make a lot of sense.
Yeah. You'd think the doll would be more tan then.
Yeah, that's weird. That's
I
weird.
don't get that.
There's a racial element to that, and I didn't think. All right. Well, anything you want to add, Brian? Thank you for coming on,
Dude, thanks for having me on. This
I
has
appreciate
been
it,
a blast.
man.
I love it.
and I appreciate your contribution. There's some really good insights
Thank you.
as a fellow investigator.
Yeah.
Thank you for
I like
being
this
here.
stuff.
And Shannon, maybe next week we'll all have shirts
Maybe.
and we could take a picture with them.
That'd be cool.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us one more time. Thank you for being here. For Shannon, for Natalie, for our guest, Brian Six, I'm Mike Vecchione, and we will see you guys next week. Guys, thank you for listening to Mike Vecchione Investigates. And if you go to gasdigitalnetwork.com and use promo code MBI, you will get 1 week free. That's gasdigitalnetwork.com, promo code MBI, you will get 1 week free. Thank you again for listening to Mike Vecchione Investigates on the Gas Digital Network.